I will try to make this as clear as possible. My mother had a fund that was supposed to be for both of the grandchildren. She told me multiple times it was for both of the kids. She also informed the girls that they have money. She passed away unexpectedly. My oldest, named Shelley, was the only one on the fund, and it is legally hers. She didn't share it with her sister Grace, and she has a huge head start in life with it. Due to this money, she has been able to go to college debt-free and is going to buy a house soon. My husband and I have been scrambling to give as much money as possible to Grace since she really got screwed over. Even with all our help, she still needs to take out student loans. Grace is working while in college, and she found a student job that gives free housing. The issue is that she needs a car for it. So my husband and I are going to buy her a car, because turning down this job will result in a ton of extra debt for her. Shelley found out about us getting the car and is pissed. She is upset with us favoring Grace and that she never got a car from us. I pointed out she doesn't need help financially at all. We argued for a while and I had enough. I told her that if she pays for her sister's college, then I will stop favoring her sister with my money. She called me a jerk and isn't responding. The poster provided additional information. According to my mother's partner, she had the money together in order to build it up more and was going to split it when my oldest went to college. She died before that. They are full sisters, same parents. I've made it clear we aren't helping her financially. She is not in the will anymore. Everything goes to my husband and Grace. We don't plan on dying soon. We have 40 years at least left before anyone sees any money. She got almost $500,000, and yeah, it ruined a lot of things. She showed us that she cares more about money than her family. Both girls would have been able to start life with no debt, and now one is having to bust her ass and still has debt. We have discussed it multiple times. She was 17 when she got her inheritance. It had a block, so I couldn't touch it, which was fine as it was supposed to be for the girls. We thought she would just be kind and split it with her sister. She didn't, and it basically messed up her relationship with the family. As she puts it, it is hers legally. She doesn't need to share. Our other option would be to fight her claim to it, but we didn't have the money for that. She knows we all disapprove of her choice with it, especially since she knows Grandma wanted it shared. Next story. When my kids were born, I opened a savings account, and both me and my mom put the same amount of money there monthly. My daughter had been working since she was 12. She did little jobs around the town until she was 14, and since then, she had an actual job. She didn't touch a penny from that money and put all of it in the savings account. So obviously, she has more money than her twin. When my kids went to college, the same one but different degrees, we sent them money monthly that was enough for their basics, and some extra. If they wanted anything else, then they needed to take it out of their bank account. They got access to it at 18, which is when we stopped putting money in it. My son did take some money out of his bank account. It wasn't much, but after 2 years of college, where he took at least a little out every month, there's a noticeable difference between his and his twin's account, especially since she had a part-time job and put about half of that money in the bank account and also had the money she made before that. This weekend, my kids were home from college. Their college is only 2 hours drive from us, so they're here most weekends. We were at a family dinner at my mom's when my son heard my daughter talking with my brother about wanting to start investing, and he joked about how they have so much money anyway. So what does it matter now? And she jokes back that because of that mindset, she has more money. He just made a sarcastic face and went back to his conversation. But when we went back home, he asked my daughter to see her bank account. She was obviously confused, but showed it to him anyway, and he got very mad. He was yelling so much nonsense that I still don't even know what he said. But at the end, he told me that I need to put the difference in his account since it's not fair that she has more money than him. My daughter looked at him like he was dumb and said that she added money from her job and never took any out, and that's why she has more than him. He yelled that he didn't care and that they should have the same amount. I told him that I can't afford to pay the difference, especially as I'm paying for their college, and that if he wants more money, then he should work for it. He went red in the face and stormed to his room. He hasn't talked to any of us yet, and my daughter has told me that he won't even look at her, and that even his friends had noticed that something is wrong with him, and came to ask her about it. I don't know what to do. I don't want him to distance himself from us and his friends because of this. But I can't, and I'm not willing to pay the difference. His sister worked hard for that money, and it's not fair for her if he will just get it. Next story. I, female 22, am a stay-at-home mom with my 3-year-old son while my husband works full-time. This story involves my brother, male 31. He is also a parent and lives with his wife and 2 kids, female 7 and male 3. My brother and his wife both work during the day, and their youngest goes to daycare 3 days a week. The rest of the week, they usually relied on my mom for childcare. However, she has recently started refusing and said they need to find other arrangements. This caused a pretty big rift in their relationship to the point where my brother wasn't speaking to our mom, and my sister-in-law refused to spend Christmas with her. They're on better terms now, but it was quite tense. My brother has asked if I can take my nephew for 2 days a week. I agreed. It is a bit of extra work for me, but he is a good kid, and my son looks forward to seeing his cousin. We had this arrangement going on right after the holidays. Last week, I asked my brother if he and his wife could take care of my son on Saturday, as my husband and I were attending a child-free wedding. Originally, my mother-in-law had volunteered to babysit, but unfortunately, she had to cancel as she was sick. My brother agreed. The next day, he sent me a long text message, saying that he and his wife agree that I put them on the spot and made them feel that they had to babysit, and that they aren't obligated to watch my son just because we're family, and that they might have other things to do. I was quite annoyed at this, especially since I've been watching their child without complaining. I admit it was a last-minute request, but I think my brother is being crazy unreasonable. I texted him back and said he can't have it both ways, expecting me to help him out with childcare because we're family, but I can't expect the same from him, and that if that's the way he wants it, I'm not watching his son anymore. My brother says I'm being childish and that he didn't say he won't watch my son, just that I shouldn't expect him to always say yes, since he and his wife are very busy, and it's not like us attending the wedding was urgent. He's now not speaking to me. My mom told me to just not play his game, but I just need some outside opinions here. Am I the asshole?